Have you ever stopped to question the things you've always believed? From childhood warnings to widely accepted facts, many of the ideas we take for granted are actually myths. These misconceptions often stick around because they're repeated so often that we don't think to challenge them. But today we're going to do just that. In this video, we'll explore 10 everyday myths that you probably still believe, but shouldn't. Some of these might surprise you, others might make you rethink what you thought you knew, and a few might even make you laugh. So let's dive in and separate fact from fiction. Myth 1. You should drink 8 glasses of water a day. The 8 times 8 rule is one of the most persistent health myths out there. The idea that you need exactly 8 glasses of water daily isn't based on scientific evidence. In fact, the origin of this myth is unclear, but it's likely a misinterpretation of a 1945 recommendation that included water from all foods and beverages. Your water needs depend on factors like your age, weight, activity level, and climate. For example, someone who exercises regularly or lives in a hot climate will need more water than someone who's sedentary or lives in a cooler area. The National Academies of Sciences, Engineering and Medicine recommends about 125 ounces for men and 91 ounces for women per day. But this includes water from all sources, not just glasses of water. Overhydration can even be dangerous, leading to a condition called hyponatremia, where your sodium levels drop too low. Instead of counting glasses, listen to your body. Thirst is a reliable indicator of when you need water. And remember, foods like fruits, vegetables and soups also contribute to your daily water intake. Myth 2. Reading in dim light ruins your eyesight. This myth has been around for generations, often used by parents to get kids to turn on a lamp while reading. While reading in dim light can cause temporary eye strain or fatigue, it won't cause permanent damage to your eyes. Your eyes are designed to adapt to different lighting conditions. In low light, your pupils dilate to let in more light, and your retina adjusts to help you see. However, this can cause discomfort, especially if you're reading for long periods. The strain might make your eyes feel tired or dry, but these symptoms go away once you rest your eyes or improve the lighting. The myth likely persists because people associate eye strain with long-term damage, but the truth is, your eyes are more resilient than you might think. So, while good lighting can make reading more comfortable, you don't need to worry about ruining your eyesight if you occasionally read in dim light. Myth 3. You can catch a cold from being cold. This myth is so ingrained in our culture that it's hard to believe it's not true. Colds are caused by viruses, not cold weather. The reason colds are more common in winter has less to do with the temperature and more to do with human behavior. In colder months, people tend to spend more time indoors in close contact with others, which makes it easier for viruses to spread. Additionally, cold, dry air can dry out the mucous membranes in your nose, making it easier for viruses to enter your body. However, being cold itself doesn't cause illness. The myth likely originated from the observation that colds are more common in winter, but the real culprit is close contact with infected individuals, not the temperature itself. So, while bundling up might make you feel cozy, it won't necessarily protect you from catching a cold. Myth 4. Dogs only see in black and white. Many people believe that dogs see the world in black and white, but this isn't true. While dogs don't see colors as vividly as humans, they can see shades of blue and yellow. Dogs have 2 types of color detecting cells, cones, in their eyes compared to humans' 3. This means they can't distinguish between red and green, but they can see blue and yellow. Their vision is also adapted for low-light conditions, making them excellent at detecting movement and seeing in the dark. This myth likely persists because dogs rely more on their sense of smell and hearing than on their vision. However, their ability to see some colors adds another layer to how they experience the world. Myth 5. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. This saying suggests that older individuals, whether dogs or humans, can't learn new things. In reality, the brain remains capable of learning and adapting throughout life. Older dogs and people can absolutely learn new skills with patience and practice. Studies have shown that mental stimulation is crucial for maintaining cognitive health as we age. In fact, learning new things can help keep the brain sharp and even delay the onset of age-related cognitive decline. The myth likely originated from the idea that older individuals are set in their ways, but with the right approach, they can continue to grow and learn. So, whether it's teaching your senior dog a new trick or picking up a new hobby yourself, it's never too late to learn something new. Myth 6. Chocolate causes acne. The idea that chocolate causes acne has been around for decades, but there's no strong scientific evidence to support it. Acne is primarily caused by factors like hormones, genetics, and skincare habits. While some studies suggest that high-sugar diets might exacerbate acne in certain individuals, chocolate itself isn't the culprit. In fact, dark chocolate contains antioxidants that can be beneficial for your skin in moderation. The myth likely persists because people often associate indulgent foods with skin problems, but the reality is more complex. If you're concerned about acne, focus on maintaining a balanced diet, staying hydrated, and following a good skincare routine. Myth 7. The tongue has specific taste zones. The idea that different parts of the tongue detect specific tastes, like sweet at the tip and bitter at the back, is a myth. This misconception comes from a misinterpretation of a 1901 study. In reality, all taste buds can detect sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami flavors, and they're distributed across the entire tongue. The myth persists because it's a simple and visually appealing concept, but it's not scientifically accurate. Taste is a complex process that involves not just the tongue, but also the nose and brain. So the next time someone tells you about taste zones, you'll know the truth. Myth 8. The Earth is perfectly round. While the Earth is often depicted as a perfect sphere, it's actually an oblate spheroid. This means it's slightly flattened at the poles and bulging at the equator due to its rotation. The difference is small, about 43 kilometers, 27 miles, between the polar and equatorial diameters, but it's enough to make the Earth not perfectly round. This shape is why the force of gravity varies slightly depending on where you are on the planet. The myth likely persists because a perfect sphere is easier to visualize and represent, but the reality is a bit more nuanced. Myth 9. Bananas grow on trees. Bananas might seem like they grow on trees, but they actually grow on large herbaceous plants. These plants are often called banana trees, but they're not true trees because they don't have woody trunks. Instead, the trunk is made up of tightly packed leaf stalks. Bananas are technically berries, and the plants they grow on are the largest herbaceous flowering plants in the world. The myth likely persists because the plants are so tall and tree-like, but botanically speaking, they're not trees. Myth 10. You should wait an hour after eating before swimming. The idea that you need to wait an hour after eating before swimming to avoid cramps is a myth. While digestion does divert some blood flow to your stomach, it's not enough to impair your muscles during swimming. Cramps are more likely caused by dehydration, overexertion, or poor conditioning. That said, eating a heavy meal before vigorous exercise might make you feel uncomfortable, so it's still a good idea to eat lightly if you plan to swim. The myth likely originated from a desire to prevent discomfort, but there's no scientific basis for the 1-hour rule. Conclusion. Myths are everywhere, and they often persist because they're repeated so frequently that we stop questioning them. But as we've seen today, many of these beliefs don't hold up under scrutiny. By challenging these misconceptions, we can make more informed decisions and better understand the world around us. So, the next time someone tells you one of these myths, you'll be ready to set the record straight. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more myth-busting content.